how you can support your friends and loved ones during this time and each and every day. Maybe start with this very simple thing that you may not even realize is hurtful. Stop asking why they don't have kids yet or when they're going to start trying. You have no idea what someone's going through. You have no idea what's happening behind the scenes. And asking that, reminding them, bringing it up all the time, poking fun, even if it's in a loving way, is extremely hurtful for a childless person or couple. And you also don't know why they're childless. Maybe they choose to be. If they haven't brought that to your attention or offered the information to you, just stay out of it. It's none of your business. Don't ask. That's what they choose. A person or a couple could be childless because they're suffering with infertility. A person or couple could be childless because they've had losses. You just don't know, so just don't touch it. Leave it alone unless they offer the information or the conversation to you. Please. Again, it is a very difficult subject to talk about. It's really uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be weird. It doesn't have to be anything other than helpful. Enlighten that person gently about what you experienced. Give them a little nudge. If you know that there's been a history of early menopause in your family and this young one doesn't quite understand that, and you know that they might need to get checked out and possibly start a process of freezing eggs or whatever the case may be, say something. Don't keep that information hostage. That's valuable information to know. Your family history. The sooner that we have these conversations, the earlier, the better. I might even go as far to say everybody's going to process differently, right? And I know that this topic is really uncomfortable and a really hard thing to talk about, but maybe don't say in attempts to comfort that everything will be okay, that it'll all work out, that you'll end up pregnant, because that's not necessarily true. And not everyone gets their happy ending, although they will be okay in the long run, in their heart, in their mind, and, just kind of healing from disappointments and the acceptance of not getting their happy ending. They will be okay, but try to stay away from reassuring that they'll end up with a child, because that's not always true. And yeah. Oh my gosh, the biggest one. The biggest thing, okay? And I heard this on one of the podcasts that I listened to regarding infertility. And I don't mean to offend or trigger anyone with this, but when I heard this, it really clicked for me because it felt relatable or similar. I'm not comparing the two, but just here it is, right? Please, please, please stop saying or suggesting, oh, you've tried so many times, it's just not working out. Just adopt. Don't say that. I mean, we're not new here. We weren't born yesterday and just realizing that adoption is an option. There are many options to becoming a parent and having a child. We know this. If we were ready to go down that path, we would be on that path, okay? Just don't say that. But what I'm saying is, what I heard was, someone who might be going through cancer treatments and they might be losing their hair or they've lost their hair and they're going through a tough time with that, you wouldn't say, just put on a wig. It'll be fine. It's just hair. You wouldn't say that. So don't say just, replace that void in your heart of not having a child, a biological child, with an adoptive child. Just do that as if to put a Band-Aid on it. That's not how it works. Stop saying it. Please, please remember that your journey and your story is not going to be the same as someone else's journey or story. Just because you experience something doesn't mean that your sister, friend, coworker is going to experience it the same way. So please try not to invalidate their experience or feelings or thoughts by sharing your own, because it's just not going to be the same. And they're not going to be handling it the same way that you might have, and vice versa. Please keep that in mind. If you know someone that is going through infertility treatments or just going through something in the reproductive health area, just understand that to be a good friend, part of being a good supportive friend is understanding that it's going to take a toll on them physically, emotionally, mentally, financially. It is a really long process, whatever that process may look like for them. It's not an overnight thing. They're not going to be able to just snap out of it, get over it. It takes time. So show your support and your love for that person by just sticking right by them, letting them process, helping them to process in a very natural, real way. Just give them time and space sometimes. A lot of times, give them space. Like I said, it's an uncomfortable, difficult conversation, but don't be weird about it. It doesn't have to be weird. You can find a healthy, safe balance with your friend who might be struggling or hurting, or just experiencing infertility and the trying to conceive journey by listening to them. Pay attention to them. Be engaged when they talk to you about what's going on in their life. If you listen, you'll find that balance, and you don't have to be weird. You don't have to be, planning your 6 kids' birthday party and totally ignore them and not invite them because, they're going through something. You also don't have to rub it in their face that you're throwing your 6 kids another birthday party. It doesn't have to be like that. Just listen. Just feel them out. See where they're at. Ask if they'd like to come, if that'd be something that they want to or can handle or just want to join. You never know. Some women want to be around families and children. It uplifts them and encourages them and just fills them with joy. Other women may not need to be there right now because they're already overstimulated by all the other baby and kid shit. It just depends. It could be a day-by-day thing. Today they don't want to see anything or hear anything about your kids. Tomorrow they want to be godmom or godparent. You just don't know. Feel it out. But don't be weird about it. Don't ignore their experience. And also don't be talking about it all the time, because that's hard. Be sure to wear your orange this week in support of National Infertility Awareness Week.